In your book, you talk about causes for Alzheimer's. And earlier you mentioned that a lot of times it's 10 to 20 years prior to symptoms that things start happening. Do we know what some of the causes might be yet, or to have a good handle on that?
Yeah. There are all kinds of ideas out there. It could be more than one thing. There probably is more than one thing. One that has really kind of caught my eye is a problem of nitrites and nitrates in foods. This is something that many Americans would be eating with virtually every meal. There's a group at Brown University, and it's basically the same group that coined the term type 3 diabetes to describe Alzheimer's disease. They look at what could cause this insulin deficiency and insulin resistance in the brain, and they found that nitrosamine compounds, which come from nitrites and nitrates in food and drink and tobacco, do, in lab animals at least, cause insulin resistance and insulin deficiency in the brain. And these are compounds that are found in processed meats, like deli meats. It's used as a preservative in other meats. Processed cheeses. White flour has something called thiamine mononitrate. It's a vitamin, synthetic vitamin, that's required, thiamine's required to be put into white flour because it's been stripped of nutrients, basically. But the mononitrate is the part that is a little bit worrisome, and it's in so many packaged foods. It's in anything that contains white flour, cookies, crackers, bread, which most people will have some of that at every meal. And sodium nitrite is used in beers, the manufacturer, not all beers, but certain beers, but you can't find that on the label. Certain hard liquors like Scotch contain nitrates. So there's a lot of that out there in the diet, and this particular group feels that could be potentially one of the causes of Alzheimer's disease. So that's one example. Another, infections. In Steve's case, for example, people who are apolipoprotein E4 plus are more prone to having fever blisters, and that's a virus called the herpes simplex 1 virus, and you see a breakout on the mouth, of a person that has this commonly, but the virus lives in the nerve, and just periodically, there will be an outbreak. But this nerve originates deep in the brain, and it's actually quite close to the areas where Alzheimer's originates. So there's a group in England, Dr. Ruth Itzhaki and her group, who have studied this for a number of years, and they feel that for some people, a herpes simplex virus infection in the brain, could that flares up periodically, could be the cause of the inflammation and the other pathology that you see in Alzheimer's. So that's another possibility. People talk about heavy metals, aluminum, mercury, different things like that. And I do think, that some of these things could be causes or contributors. We're exposed to an awful lot these days in terms of what we eat and what's in the air.